What's up, Merry Christmas everyone. In this video I'm gonna show you how I created this Christmas reel with a few neat little editing tips and tricks so you can create a cool reel or a TikTok like this one for yourself. Maybe not for Christmas because that's kind of over. Actually, I'm recording this video on Christmas Eve. It's currently 1:30 a.m. so Christmas is over, but maybe you can use this to create a cool New Year's Eve or Easter video or whenever you're watching this, or just create a cool video in general. So let's get to it. First up, this reel for me is inspired by Cinecom and they got inspired by Parry. So shout out to both of them, and now let's start with what we need to shoot for this reel. First, I set my scene with our palm tree and the candles are off. After we have this as our, well, not really clean plate because we're just going to use the palm tree, we switch the palm tree with our Christmas tree and turn it on. Originally I wanted to make it so that the light turns on when I sneeze, but that wasn't really doable because the Christmas lights were already on when I pull off the blanket, so you're gonna see that later. So it was way easier without the lights turning on, but you could do it with the lights turning on, but for my example, I'm gonna keep it simple and turn the lights off. Also, I kept the camera running for the entire time of everything that I shot, stable on a tripod so we won't move because that will make it way easier in the editing. Next, we act out our first half of the scene where I go sit on the couch and then pretend to realize that there's still a palm tree. So then I take the blanket, wave it in front of the palm tree, which is in fact now already a Christmas tree, and then when I'm happy with the tree, I sneeze. But I stay in the exact same position, put on the Christmas hat, which I have prepared and hidden behind my couch arm thing, and then I sneeze again, but this time with the Christmas hat on. This is where we're going to make the cut. Pay attention to your arm movement and everything so that you repeat it somewhat similar, otherwise your arm will jump like this. Oops. Now we can act out the rest of our scene, take our mug and drink out of it or something like that, and then we're basically done with the acting, but we still have to light on the candles, and then I gave them a subtle blow from the side. We're gonna edit myself out later, so they kind of flicker when I magically sneeze on them, and you know, details and stuff. Now in the editing we separate our layers into the palm tree, yourself sneezing 1 and 2 with a cut in between, and we're gonna duplicate the first layer of ourself and rotor out of the part where we wave the blanket in front of the Christmas tree. Now we can put the palm tree layer between the two layers, one as a background and one rotoed out, and also mask around the palm tree. The setting on both the roto brush and the mask of course depend on your whole scene, but here are my settings to get a smooth rotoscope. The most important thing is to turn on use motion blur and play around a little bit with the feathering, the contrast and shift edge. Next we simply blend the cut of the sneeze a little bit by masking around the head with the Christmas hat on, and then blending it for 1 or 2 frames with the opacity on 50%. Now the last thing sadly didn't make it into the screen recording. The screen recording is just a freeze frame for this part, so I'm just gonna explain to you that I just basically masked around the candles and then timed the part where I blew on the candles to make them wiggle when I sneeze, so it looks like they are sneezed on. Pay attention to where you put your stuff in the scene. I, for example, had to make a cut when I take the mug because my hands reaching behind the candles would have been impossible to mask. It would have been way easier if I put it on the right side of the table, but yeah, try not to reach behind the candles with your arm or on accident with something else. And then the last thing I did was of course some simple color grading, adding a simple zoom in motion. I originally wanted to have some handheld and even zoom in and out motions, but I had too little space to play with left and right because I couldn't move the camera further back due to our kitchen being there. And then I added some sound design with sound effects from Artlist, a little text saying Merry Christmas, and then we are left with this funny little TikTok or reel or wherever you want to post it. And that's already it from this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it and you got some inspiration on what to edit in your reels to make some fun transitions, effects, whatever. And if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit that like button and also consider subscribing for more awesome tutorials just like this one. And I will hopefully see you in the next one, and you hopefully have some nice days, holidays, Christmas, if it's even Christmas when you're watching this. And yeah, I will hopefully see you in the next video. Goodbye.